great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of invasion. Welcome back to the Immigration Answers Show. My name is Jim Hacking, and this is Eid. Happy Eid, everyone. Happy Bayram, Eid Mubarak to all who celebrate the Muslim month of Ramadan. We are done fasting. I am in San Diego, California for a few days. I got to celebrate Eid with two of my sons, Ismail, who lives here, and Ibrahim, who came from Minnesota to be with us. I just dropped him off at the airport. After the show, I'm headed back to the airport. For myself, I have to go up to San Francisco for the day. I have an interview tomorrow morning at the San Francisco field office. And then I'll be back to San Diego till Wednesday for a little conference. And then I'm off to DC. So it's a busy, busy day. How is everybody doing? How was your month of March? How was your month of Ramadan? I'll be here for the next hour trying to answer as many of your immigration law-related questions as I can. I'm just going to do our best. Keep it light. Try to have fun. Remember, please use an alias if you can. Please use somebody else's name if you can. Please don't do anything self-identifying like the brother we had on the other day who told me his whole story, told me that he got arrested with brass knuckles, told me which field office he got arrested in or got interviewed in, and then promptly told us that he had filed a fake asylum case. Please do not admit to committing any crimes or immigration fraud on the show. We actually had to delete that interview from the show because it was so stupid that he just flat out said, no, I just filed an asylum case so that I could get a work card. And that goes beyond saying, do not just file an asylum case so that you can get a work card. If people tell you, oh, this is how they do things in America, or, oh, I know this guy who can get you permission to work, make damn sure you understand what it is that you're filing and that you're not just trying to get an immigration benefit that you probably don't deserve. This is episode 799 of the show, which means our next show, which will probably be from the San Francisco airport tomorrow or back here in San Diego, depending on how long our interview goes and my travel schedule. I'll be here for the next hour, and I will be trying to answer your questions. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start with DJ, and then I'll go to Mo if Mo turns his camera off. We don't have our cameras on anymore, and then we'll go to Lewis. So DJ, Mo, Lewis. DJ, hello.
Hi, Jim. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you very much for taking my call. So, I filed an I-130 for my stepdaughter. And this was in January. It's been 2 months already, and we haven't heard anything, and they didn't even take the payment.
And did you do the credit card form or did you send a check?
No, I sent a check.
And it still hasn't been cashed?
No, it hasn't. And I'm sorry.
That's okay. Do you have proof of delivery?
Yes, I've called, but since we don't have a receipt number, they won't talk to it. We can't get anybody to talk to us. So I've emailed the lockbox, and I haven't heard anything from them thus far. I guess on the 17th, I emailed them, and then again I tried to call to see if I can get anybody. Then I emailed again on the 24th, and I still haven't received anything yet.
So I would say that if it gets to 90 days, you probably need to refile.
And the filing fee has went up from what I've seen.
Since January? I don't think so.
Yeah, I think it was 5. It then went to 6 something. I believe.
Yeah, but that was in April last year.
Oh, okay.
There haven't been any fee increases between March and now. Good luck, DJ.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay, bye. All right, we're going to go to Mo, then Lewis, then Angelica. Hello, Mo.
Hi, Jim. Eid Mubarak, man.
Eid Mubarak, my friend. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay, not bad. I got a couple of scenario questions I wanted to ask you.
Go for it.
Um, I was convicted of a crime involving moral turpitude from a long time ago,
Okay.
but I adjusted my status using a 212H waiver,
Uh-huh.
which was granted. And my question is to apply for citizenship right now. I know it would be very risky because that crime that was waived could also make me deportable.
When did you get your green card?
I got it in about 8 years ago.
So, in other words, you could have applied during Joe Biden's presidency.
I could have, but I mean, I made another stupid mistake. I got charged with public intoxication, which was dismissed.
Yeah,
And I just wanted,
I'm not too worried about that, but I just want to go back to the idea that you would apply now for citizenship instead of when Biden was president seems crazy to me. So I would say no way.
okay. So my other question is, so can they really start like a removal initiation if they want to, even though I got a waiver for that crime and they adjusted my status to a green card holder?
I mean, I put nothing past these people, but as things stand now, that's not something that they do or should do or can do, but I wouldn't put it past them. So I'm not trying to scare you, but
Right.
I always say that your N-400 is your last chance for them to deport you. So
Right.
I mean, and I don't know what the crime is. I don't know what the circumstances. I'd have to, before I could ever tell you that it's safe to file for citizenship, I'd have to look everything over. But as of right now, nothing that you're telling me is making me feel too good about it.
Okay. All right. I'll just hang on and try to reapply for, what do you call it?
And not leave the United States. Yep.
Yes, yes.
Thanks, Mo. See you, buddy.
All right. Thank you, Jim.
Bye, bud. All right, we got Lewis, Angelica, and Beneficiary. Hello, Lewis.
Hey Jim, thanks for having me on, and thank you for what you do.
Of course.
I graduated. I came here on an F1 visa, and I graduated in 2023, and I had 1 year OPT, and since then, I've been, I guess, out of status because of economic reasons. I do want to go back to school, and I'm preparing for my master's degree, in the fall of next year. But then I just need to know the process of like getting back on track or in status.
You only have 5 months. You've blown that one. You only have 5 months. If your CVIS record is terminated, you have 5 months to get reinstated.
I don't think it was. I didn't get any notification or email saying that it was.
Well, I think number one, that happens all the time that you wouldn't find out. Number two, I think you have to assume that it was.
Okay. Is there like anything else I can do to like prove why I was out of status for so long or past the 5 month period?
Like what?
It was mainly for economic reasons. I was trying to save money.
That's not a valid reason. When you applied for your F1 visa, you told them you had enough money to support yourself the entire time.
Yeah, but then a lot of things changed over time. So
I understand, but that's not going to cut it. And it doesn't matter because there's not a mechanism to even do what you want to do. When did you stop going? When did your OPT end?
July of last year.
So that means you're above 6 months. So you have a 3-year bar on coming back, and you have to give serious thought to leaving before July because that you then have a 10-year delay on coming back. But you can't change your status back to student just because your economic circumstances went worse. That's not a thing.
I understand. Could you tell me more about the 5 month period? Because I heard about that, but I wasn't really sure.
Sure.
And even in that time, I wasn't ready to go back because I didn't have the money for it.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't mean the rules change because you don't have the money. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The rule is that if your CVIS record is terminated or if you fall out of valid status because your entry was conditioned on you maintaining your status, you stopped maintaining your status in July last year. So you had 5 months from the day you stopped being in status to seek reinstatement. There's no guarantee you would have gotten reinstatement. but you're sure not going to get reinstatement now. No, I mean, any school that tried it would be stupid because it would be denied. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks, Lewis.
Thank you. I understand.
Bye, buddy. Yep. Yeah, you got to maintain that F1 status. Let's go to Angelica, and then we'll go to Beneficiary, and then we'll go to Amazingly. Angelica, hello.
Hi, hello, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Good. I was wondering if I apply for N400 with a fee waiver, is there any way you can still track the case online like you do when you file online? Because I know that when you apply with the fee waiver, you have to do it with a paper version, I guess.
That's right. Nope. No way to track it. You just have to hope that they receipt it. I mean, you can send it by Federal Express, so you have proof of delivery, but that's it.
Okay, so what was it called? Like, so I can get the proof of delivery by sending with FedEx, what?
Yeah, so if you send it in the mail, you're not going to have any proof that they, or even know that they actually received it, right? So we send everything by Federal Express, so you can either send it by Federal Express or UPS. Don't use the post office.
Oh, so Federal Express or the what was the other one called?
UPS.
UPS. Okay.
I would also encourage you, if you can, find a way to come up with the money. I would try to come up with the money.
Okay.
Because you could add 6 to 8 months trying to get them to accept the fee waiver. It could take you longer to get them to accept the fee waiver than to actually approve your case.
Okay. So even though you don't report a lot of money, or that's not that's not enough. Like it can still take a long time for them to.
Well, my sister, you just said something that made my ears perk up. Did you see my face when you said, even though you don't report a lot of money? What does that mean? Are you making money that you're not reporting?
No, I'm just saying, like, I don't report. I don't make a lot of money, so I don't report a lot of money.
So I would stop saying it that way. I would say,
okay.
And I'm just saying, because if you walk into your interview and you say, yeah, I got that fee waiver because I don't report a lot of money. I mean, that's just they're gonna go crazy, and they're gonna do what I just did. They're gonna jump out of their seat and think that you're hiding your income.
Okay. Yeah. No, but so that can add a little bit of time to do that with a fee waiver. That could add time, and there's no way to like know really beforehand when you will get
Not to get the receipt. No, but our friend Pineapple Lemon, who's been watching the show for a really long time, they did it for the reduced fee, and they wrote reduced fee on the envelope and explained in the letter why they needed to do a reduced fee, and it just got receipted like 3 days ago. So maybe if you look in the comments, maybe Pineapple Lemon will talk about when they filed and when they got the receipt. I don't think it was terribly long, but that's the reduced fee, not the total fee waiver.
Got it. And there's no way to know ahead of time when you will get that, or like once you file, there's no way to know when you will have the.
No, I mean, you just heard. There's a caller earlier today who said she sent in the actual payments for the green card 2 months ago, and she doesn't have receipts. So I mean, it's a shit show over there right now.
Yeah, it's a longer process, so you cannot really trust those processing times that is listed on the USCIS website.
No way.
Oh, so it's different from the Biden administration and the Trump.
No. Even look back at the old ones, or if you see on there, what it says is 80% of the cases get resolved in 6 months. So that's like totally cheating, 80%. Because in other words, we're taking the cases that take a year or two to get decided, and we're taking that out of the calculation. So their numbers are total BS.
Oh, you can't really trust it. Got it.
Just get it on file. Just go. Don't worry. You can't. No reason to worry about any of this stuff. Just get the damn thing on file.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I should.
All right. Good luck.
And okay, thank you.
Bye. We're going to go to Beneficiary, Amazingly, and then Z. Beneficiary, hello.
Hi, Jim. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. How you doing? Eid Mubarak.
Eid Mubarak. Good. How about you yourself?
Great. I had a nice day with my boys.
Oh, great. Nice to know you're here, San Diego. Anyway, I'd like to make this as quick as possible so you could help more people.
Sure.
Thanks for doing this. First time in the US, 1 month, 97. Second time, 2003, 5 months. And 2005, 5 months. Now I just got back here. I am a beneficiary of an I-130 for my PR. We filed July. We sent it in Chicago as that what was stated on the website. Sent it to Chicago from people in California. We didn't know that we can't do concurrent, so they returned the 485
Yep.
together with the check, and then now we got a receipt notice on August 2nd, I believe. This visa bulletin, when they say it's current, is it the time when we receive the uh, receipt notice, or when everything or when the case is um,
So
I mean approved?
I missed when you first started telling your story. Who applied for you?
My wife.
And she's a green card holder.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to pull up the April visa bulletin so that we can talk about it. Okay, and I'll walk you through what I understand about it. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
The 2025 April visa bulletin. So you understand that if you're not an immediate relative, so immediate relatives are the spouses of U.S. citizens, the spouses of green card holders. I'm sorry, the spouses of U.S. citizens, the children of U.S. citizens that are under 21, and the parents of U.S. citizens. Those are unlimited. Those are immediate relatives, and there's an unlimited number of visas available for them, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For everybody else, they fall into different categories. So these are called preference categories. So the first one is F1. That's the unmarried sons and daughters of U.S. citizens. The second is all about green card holder petitioners. So you're in the F2A category, spouses and children of permanent residents. Then
Uh-huh.
F2B is unmarried sons and daughters of permanent residents. Then F3 is married sons and daughters. So then first we have to look at the date for filing the family-sponsored visa application. So right now, they're allowing people, you know how you said you couldn't file concurrently, they receipted the I-130. So what is the receipt date on your I-130?
August 2nd.
August 2nd, 2024.
Yes.
And you've been here the whole time?
Yes.
So and you entered on a B1, B2 visa?
Yes.
So when did you enter the United States?
March last year.
So let me ask you a question. Did you not talk to an immigration lawyer before you tried all this?
No, we did not.
How did your spouse get their green card?
Um, from her sister, they waited 22 years for their green
Okay.
card.
So basically, immigration-wise, you enter in March on a B1, B2 visa. Were you already married when you entered the United States, or you got married here?
We got married here.
When?
July 12 last year.
And then you applied in August.
Yes.
And you filed an I-130 and a 45 together, and then you found out that you couldn't file your 45, and they send it back to you.
Yes.
Okay, well, you have a big problem, because if you entered in, what did you say, March? Yeah, March.
Yes.
That means you were supposed to leave by September, right?
Yes.
And you didn't leave by September.
Yes.
So now you've been in the United States without status for October, November, December, January, February, March. So you probably now have a 3-year bar on coming back if you leave the United. So you can't wait here for this I-130 to be decided. You're not married to a U.S. citizen. You did this all wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So my question is, what is the start date on your wife's green card?
March also last year.
Oh, so as soon as she got the green card, you came and then you got married. So that sucks, because she won't be able to apply for citizenship for 5 more years. And that means if you try to stay here, you'll be out of status for the next 5 years, and they'll probably call you for an interview, and the case cannot be approved because you're married to a green card holder and not a U.S. citizen.
Oh, I see.
So as
mhm.
much as I hate to say it, you're not going to get your green card most likely until she becomes a citizen. So what probably needs to happen is you need to leave the United States very soon, because it's going to take more than 3 years for you to come back anyway.
Mhm.
And that's the only way you'll ever get your green card. You're now a visa overstay. They're not going to like that. And, now you're subject to deportation.
Mhm. Okay.
Is this
So
all news to you? Did you not know what I'm telling you beforehand?
yeah, now I get it. Now things are more clear. I
Yeah.
thought we could do it in or wait in here.
No, because you're not married to a U.S. citizen.
Mhm. So about the question that about when to file if in case when it is current, is it upon
Well,
the case approval?
that would be really stupid to do that. But yet, no, it's not on case approval. It's when this number. Oh wait, what was your receipt date's in August?
Yes.
Okay, so you could have filed when this became current, but you were out of status. Oh man, you guys really messed this up.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go back to the March visa bulletin.
So current means when they receive the when we receive the
You're
receipt
current now.
notice.
You're current now,
Okay.
but the problem is you're out of status.
Okay.
That's your fundamental problem, is you're out of status, and you can't adjust status based on marriage to a green card holder if you're out of status at the time that you file the 485.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Good luck,
All
my
right.
friend. See you,
Thank you
bud.
so much, Jim. Thank
Okay.
you.
Bye. Yep, for sure. All right. All right. That's a sad situation. They probably could have gotten an extension of status and tried this, or they could have just consular processed, because it's going to be a while till there's a visa available for beneficiary. All right, we're going to go to Amazingly, then Z, then Esme. Amazingly, hello.
Hey Jim, how you doing?
I'm well. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Jim, I have a question. My question is that, so let's say F1 students probably married to American citizen and like file for marriage-based green card.
Okay.
Do that change their status from F1, or they still F1? Because for F1, it's required that you have to be in the school and take in-person classes. But if maybe they file and maybe now married to a US citizen, do that change that they can at least go do the school online rather than doing it as an F1 student?
So, do you know about the USCIS memo from February 28th, 2025?
No, please.
Yep. So the memo that was released on February 28th, 2025 says that if the beneficiary is out of status and the green card is denied, then the beneficiary is supposed to be sent to deportation court. So the idea that people used to marry a U.S. citizen, drop out of school, and stop taking classes or going full time or going online, like you said, the idea that you would do that now is much, much riskier than it used to be, right? So
Okay.
it would be, in other words, if the green card case gets denied, or if the U.S. citizen withdraws it because the couple's fighting, if any of that stuff happens, then the denial notice or the withdrawal notice would include a motion to, or a notice to appear in immigration court. Does that make sense?
Okay. Okay, so it's advisable that they still probably do everything like F1.
Yeah, to maintain their F1. That's the way I would frame it. Because when you apply for adjustment, you can what's called like ride the green card application, but that's all you got. And so it's much more dangerous than it used to be, if that makes sense.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Bye, Amazingly. See you, bud. All right, Nurse Laura's here. Donna's here. You know it's a good Sunday. Let's see if I can show you guys the ocean. You know it's nice when you can hear the ocean. It's pretty. I have to go to San Francisco for this interview, but it is nice to be here for a little bit. All right. Let's go to Z. Hello, Z.
Assalamu alaikum, Jim.
Walaikum salam, Z.
Eid Mubarak.
Same to you. How you doing?
Good, sir. Thank you for taking my call.
Sure.
It's a lovely view you have there. It's amazing. Must
Thanks.
be pretty expensive, though, isn't it?
For what?
For that room that you're living in? The hotel room?
No, it's $200 a night. It's VRBO. It's $200. It's just a bedroom, a little kitchen, and this little waiting area. Yeah, it's not bad at all.
It's pretty. It's pretty good, like in the movies. So when I was in your show a few weeks ago, and I don't know if you remember this, I asked you that I have the letter from the USCIS that I have a valid to stay for another 4 years. A letter that states that the letter is good for 4 years, and while my conditions application to remove conditions is under review.
Yeah.
And you said that I told you that I'm from India, and you said that I'm good to go. I don't have anything to worry about. But recently, I have noticed that you have been advising all your listeners to strictly not go out of the U.S. if you're not a citizen. So I don't know if that applies to me as well.
Yep. I would say.
So things have changed since then.
Well, I was just giving you the general rule that if you have the 4-year extension and the green card, you're in status and you don't have anything to worry about. But as far as leaving the United States, I think I did talk to you before, all these green card holders and other visa holders who had legal reasons to be here. I think that what's actually happening right now is that CBP, Customs and Border Protection, they feel that they can re-adjudicate applications that were previously filed and approved by a different agency. Yes. Does that make sense? So in other words,
that's a game changer, man.
Yeah.
For the worst, that is.
And I don't think it's in every case, but it can happen, right? So I'm not saying this about you, but let's say somebody had a pot charge and they got a green card and the pot charge was disposed of and USCIS knew about it and they gave the person the green card anyway. Well, CBP seems to be saying that we can go back and look at stuff on our faulty computer system. And because we found something, we're not going to let you in, or we're going to try to get you to surrender your green card, or we're going to try to get you to withdraw your application to re-enter.
So in other words, they're trying the best to come up with anything possible to deny re-entrance or, deny an application.
I think for entrance, I think you have to assume that. So now listen, every day people are entering the United States, thousands and thousands of non-citizens are entering the United States. So I don't mean to be dramatic or to scare people, but what I always come back to is if they don't let me back in, or if they start to deport me, then what's my life look like? What if I can't get back to the United States for 6 months? Do I lose my job? Do I lose my house? How do I pay my mortgage? All that kind of stuff.
So do you think the chances are better for re-entrance if I'm traveling with my citizen wife and son?
100%.
Okay, so it's more recommended that I travel with them. The one, my wife was born born here, and so was my son. And it's based on my marriage with my wife, I'm applying for the conditions to remove the on my green card and my citizenship.
I think that's better.
Do you think it's better? Okay. Awesome.
Thanks, Steve. See you, buddy.
One last question, Jimmy, and I'll let you go, please. So on the portal on the USCIS website, where it tells once you log into your account and it tells you how much the timeline that it shows after you log into your account. Is it? I mean, can we go by that? Is it authentic?
26 months is what we're seeing right now for a 751, and most likely it will be the filing of your N400 that will move the whole thing.
I actually already did apply for my filing, and applied in January, and it's showing 2 months now on the timeline. For once I log in, it shows timeline for my specific case. Do you think I can go by that? Is it reliable?
No, nothing's reliable on there.
Okay, got it. Thanks, Jim. Appreciate it.
Peace, brother. All right, I'm going to go to Sue, and then employment question, and then Madani. This is the Immigration Answer Show. My name is Jim Hacking. I'm an immigration attorney practicing law throughout the United States out of our offices here in San Diego, in the middle of the country, St. Louis, Chicago, Illinois, and Washington, D.C. And so I'll actually be in the town of all three of our offices this very week. San Diego today, DC on Wednesday, and St. Louis Friday night. Lots of travel. Too many flights. Umar and I counted it up. It's like 10 flights in 10 days. How about that? All right, let's get back to it. We're going to talk to Sue. Hello, Sue.
Hello.
Sue, are you there? Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good. I'm having a hard time hearing you. There's a lot of background noise.
Eid Mubarak.
Eid Mubarak. How you doing?
I'm working, my brother.
What's up?
Yes,
What's up?
yes, I have a situation. When I came over here, I come with a H1 visa. I come on a conference, but I did not attend that conference when I came here, and then I got married to somebody who was applying for asylum. Then after we got work authorization through the asylum. Then at the end of the day, they did not give us the asylum. They sent us to see a judge. After we see a judge, the first time, then they extended the date again without making any judgment. The lady come after and said she want to get out of the relationship. So the marriage was we did get divorced. She asked for a divorce. We get divorced. Then I get to marry another lady who is a U.S. citizen now. We get 2 daughters. One is 9 and the other one is 5 years of age. So she petitioned for me. I-130, they approved the I-130, but they did not approve the 485 because my name was on the other case with the other lady. Up till now, they say it's supposed to be dismissed by a judge. So at the end of the day, the judge dismissed that particular case, and I did the I-485 earlier. That was 2023 and 2021. Then just a month ago, immigration write me a letter that I need to do another I-485 again. And so I don't know why that other 485 was refused, and they refused that one and write me to make another new I-485.
Because you filed one with them when you were in removal and they didn't have jurisdiction, and it's very hard to get them to revisit that. So
Okay.
filing a new one was probably a good idea.
Okay. Because he told me,
when did you file the new 485?
I don't file it yet because I just received that at the end March. But because of Ramadan, I could not do it, and they told me to do it before the end of by May 22nd.
Who's they?
Immigration.
USCIS?
The letter they write to me. Yeah, USCIS. They give me up to the 22nd of May.
They said you need to refile a new 485.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay.
So
I have a question.
Yes.
The person that you married, that you applied for asylum,
Mm-hmm.
did you know them before you came to the United States?
The one with the asylum? No, we met here.
Okay. And when did you get divorced from the person that you filed asylum for?
We get divorced was 2013. Then I get married 2014.
And so the 2 kids that you had with the U.S. citizen, those were both born after you were married to their mother?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. And so did you have an interview on the I-130?
Yeah, we get that and it was approved right away.
Right, I understand. But tell me about the interview. Did they ask about the asylum marriage? Did they ask about, like, were they suspicious of the marriage or what? Like, how did it go?
No, when we went there, I went with the kids, with my wife. So the only question they asked me was the name of my father-in-law. Then they asked me, where did I meet this lady? This one that I got now. I told them where I met them. Then they asked me for the pictures I give them. Then they took some pictures from the album. That's it. 3 questions. They never asked me about the first marriage.
Okay. And then what is your question for me?
My question is now, I was asking because of my entry visa was, as I told you, was a youth conference, but I never attended it. If it's not going to be a problem for my 485 when I'm filing now.
Well, so where was the conference?
The conference was in Washington, D.C.
And when you flew to America, did you go to Washington, D.C.?
No, when I flew to America, I flew to the flight was to Baltimore.
Well, that's almost
Maryland.
Washington, D.C. Yeah,
Yes.
that's almost the same thing. So
Okay.
So,
So when
on the night you landed, who picked you up at the airport?
when we landed, it's the guy we came, 3 of us came. The other guy, brother's wife was in Maryland, so she picked up of us from the airport.
Did those guys go to the conference?
No, none of
So
us.
nobody went to the conference.
Nobody went. Yes.
And okay, was there an actual conference and you guys just didn't go, or there was no conference at all?
We never checked about it because it was a youth program for students.
Well, what I mean is, you went to the embassy and said on your DS-160 or at the interview, we're going to the ABC conference in Washington, D.C., and that's why we need the visa. Was that a real conference?
Yeah, it was a rare conference.
Okay, why didn't you go to it?
Well, when we came here, like I said, the one of the guys that we come with, his brother told him, "You guys don't need to go. My wife gonna pick you up."
So what did you do for those first couple months?
Those couple of months.
Besides look for a wife, which is what they're gonna think.
Yes, the couple of months I was staying with my nephew in New York. I come down to New York. My nephew have a house down here, so I was staying with him. He was a dealer. I do dealer selling cars, so I used to go with him at the dealership.
Okay, so that brings up an interesting question. How long after you arrived in the United States did you start working without permission?
I never worked until I got my first permission from my asylum. I was just going without my cousin.
BS, that's not true. Don't tell me that. That's not true.
I was not working. I would go with him. He always give me from whatever he got because we live at the same house. So I was helping me have a dealership. You know?
Did you help him sell cars?
Yeah, I have cars. He was selling cars.
So that's working.
Okay.
So don't be too cute. You're married to a U.S. citizen. That's what I'm saying. If you go in there and you lie about that, I mean, they're going to think you just came to America to get money and find a wife.
Okay.
So I think you're right to be worried about this. And I think that at your green card interview, especially with Donald J. Trump in office, that they're going to grill you like what I just did. That's like that's the focus of the green card interview is going to be.
Okay.
So you got to be real careful.
Okay.
All right. Good luck.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Bye, Sue. See you, buddy.
See you.
All right. We're going to go to employment question, then Madani, if Madani turns off their camera, and then we'll go to BeKind. All right. Let's go to employment question. Hello. You're on mute, employment Q.
Oh, thank you, Jim. Thank you for taking the call.
Sure.
So I only had the one question. It was about, so my girlfriend came from DR and we're filing a marriage-based green card case. And basically, so when she got here to the US, she would her family friend owns like a salon, and she basically would help out for like a little bit of financial assistance. Now, I'm assuming we're gonna have to go to an interview at some point, and I'm basically trying to see how I should frame the answer when they ask me if she has been working. So
well, first of all, they're not going to ask you; they're going to ask her.
Well, yeah, right. So
how you frame it does not matter.
Basically, she's worried about the lady that's been helping her with some money while she's been out here until she met me.
Dude, you just used 14 words to say while she was working.
And that's the thing. I'm trying to make sure it's not too cute, because it's like she's been helping, and it's like that's also kind of work, but she wasn't employed is basically what I'm trying to see if there's a difference. She
was employed. I mean, employment does not take a contract. Employment does not take reporting of wages.
Right.
In exchange for things of value, performing tasks. I mean, I clearly need to make a video about this. So what country is your fiance from?
Dominican Republic.
All right, you said that. Okay. So here's the question. How long after she arrived in the United States did she start doing things at this place where people go and money is exchanged for services rendered?
I would say about like 5 months, maybe.
5 months after?
Yeah.
Good. So just say when you list. So here's the thing. Oh my God. So on the form for the 485, it'll say list all of your employment. And so
Right.
she's going to want to put if she entered on January 1st, 2024, and she started working on May 1st, 2024, then on her green card application, she should say, since May of 2024 until April of 2025, I've been working at XYZ nail salon.
Right. Okay.
And don't be cute, don't be clever,
And that's
don't say smart things.
So like the biggest concern is she doesn't want the person that was helping her to get in trouble.
That's too bad. That's the cost of hiring people that are undocumented. And so far,
okay,
I've never known them to go after those people because they like to pick on the poor little immigrants instead of going after the employer.
Right. And the thing is, there's she's also she got here. The person that was helping her, she also had a marriage-based case, and she got her green card through that. She's a citizen now, but
is she also from the Dominican Republic?
I believe so.
Yeah. So the reason I was asked about what country is because I know that with people from Vietnam, they're all over that for working in nail salons. So I think you've got your work cut out for. Certainly approvable, but you've got to protect your spouse, and she's got to tell the truth and let the chips fall where they may.
Right. Okay.
Now the only other piece is taxes. So I would go see a tax specialist and ask them about reporting this income because whatever she was making was chump change and showing that she paid taxes on that income is going to put her in a whole lot better stead when she goes to her green card interview.
Right. Yeah, that was the other question I had. Yeah, it's just wasn't sure how to think about it. Also because she's worried about getting the people that were helping her in trouble. But
I don't care about. I mean, if I'm your wife's attorney, I don't give a crap about them.
Right. All righty. Well,
thanks, man. Good call.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you.
Yep. I think we've noticed a theme today. The theme is immigrants. Some immigrants think they're more clever than everybody else, and that they figured out this magical way to call what is, in all intents and purposes, work, not work. Right. So. I say this to lawyers and I say it to clients all the time. You're not that clever. You're not that special. And you haven't come up with a way to explain away something scary that the government hasn't already seen before. Right. So I wish Hina was here. I'm going to give the Clever Immigration Show. Yes, exactly, Dammy. That's exactly right. I'm going to leave myself a task because this is a fun topic. And I'm going to make a video about it. All right. Madani, hello.
Hi. How are you doing?
I'm great.
So I am a US citizen now, and I have applied for my parents. I have filed I-130 form for them, and my mom got approval later, but my dad hasn't gotten yet. So do you know, is there a problem? Like, do I need to do something?
You filed separate I-130s for each of them?
Yes.
And they are overseas or they're in the United States?
They are in India.
So one of the dirty little secrets with immigration is that almost always the men's cases take longer than the women's cases. So that's not unusual. And if you're worried about one getting really, really far ahead of the other, that most likely won't happen. You'll probably be able to sort of slow things down at the NVC, waiting for dad's case to catch up. So I wouldn't sweat it.
Okay, and then I have another question that she just got approval later, and I have to file now affidavit of support I-864. So which form I need to file, I-864 or I-864 easy?
I-864.
64. Okay. And then I have two brothers in India who are like 19 and 20-year-old. Is they can come with them when they get approval?
No.
No. So what's the process for them I need to do?
When your parents get their green cards, if they're in the United States, they can file applications for those brothers, but it'll be about a 10-year wait. And if they get married, the cases will be over. So they'd have to stay single.
Okay, but they are under 21. It's still gonna take 10 years.
They won't be when your parents get their green card.
Once my parents get green card and they can file, like as soon as they get their green card, they can file for them.
Your brothers, if they're 19 and 20, your parents aren't going to get green cards for a year and a half, 2 years. So almost for sure they're going to age out and they're going to be treated as the adult children of green card holders. So it's very, very unlikely that they'll be in the F2A category and they're going to have to wait 10 years, like I said.
Oh, okay. And then when they're gonna go to interview in India, like US Embassy, they will need like any original documents from me that I need to send it from here.
Yeah, you will.
What would it would what
All
it
of
would
it.
be?
All of it.
All of it. Okay.
Everything. All of the identity documents. You want them to have a complete copy of everything.
Copy. Okay, like W-2 and all the income documents too.
Everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
All the original documents. Okay.
Bye, Madani.
Bye. Thank you so much.
See ya.
See ya.
All right. This is the Immigration Answer Show. My name is Jim Hacking. We got about 13 minutes left of the show, and we're going to go talk to BeKind. Hello.
Hi, Jim. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Thank you for all you're doing. I'm a quick one. I have a friend. She's married to a U.S. citizen, and she has a pending asylum. Due to financial constraint, they've been unable to file, but they want to file the documents now. Now, they want to find out what would happen if she gets her interview date for the asylum before they file her adjustment of status, what they should do. And at the same time, if she gets an interview date after they file for her adjustment of status.
Okay, so I want to do something here. Here's a good question. How long have they been married?
Okay, they've been married since I think 2024, that December thereabout.
So they've waited 5 months to file with Donald Trump in office, and they're asking questions about what happens if they get their asylum interview. Why aren't they focusing on the things that they can control, which is to actually, go ahead and file for the green card? They're worried about things that probably aren't going to happen, and that there's ways to deal with it instead of doing what they're supposed to. Why have they waited 5 months to file?
Apparently, it's because of financial resources. Because
you know what's a lot more expensive? Fighting deportation. That's what's a lot more, or fighting asylum in immigration court. So
Okay.
I always laugh about people who sit on their butt for 6 months and then worry about things that might not ever happen instead of focusing on what they should, which is get the case on file. In answer to your question, if she got the asylum interview, and if I was her lawyer and we had the green card case on file and she had the asylum case on set for interview, I'd probably ask that it be rescheduled once. And then if they reschedule it, then I would ask if it could be paused while the green card case is pending. But I'll tell you this. I've been an immigration lawyer since 2008 and a lawyer since 97. And we've done a ton of marriage-based green card cases. And we've never actually had that dream scenario or nightmare scenario from your friends come up. I've never had an asylum interview come up while a marriage-based green card case that had been filed was pending. It's never happened. So they're worrying about the wrong things.
Okay. Secondly, if one is to file, I know you've recommended that people file the I-130 and the 485 concurrently, but if one is to file them separately, do you need to also attach the regular evidence to show that the marriage is a bona fide marriage while filing the I-130?
The question is, if I'm going to file an I-130 electronically, do I upload the marriage evidence into the portal? Is that the question?
Yes, please.
The answer is yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, Jim.
Have a good day. You got it. All right, we're going to go to Wilson, then Lala. Wilson, hello.
Hey, Mr. Jim, how are you? I enjoy your stuff on TikTok.
Thanks.
As you were saying, if there was a award for sit on your butt, that's me. I'm a legal permanent resident. I got my green card in 03. It expired in 2013. I just totally forgot about it.
Okay.
One, am I still in status? And
Yeah.
two, could I be flagged for bad character or
No.
moral compass because of I waited so long?
Nope.
Okay, so if I get stopped by one of these ICE agents, what do I just tell them? Hey, look, I have my green card on me at all time, but
What
it's
if
just
they
expired.
Yeah, no. Why aren't you filing a new I-9? Are you planning on applying for citizenship or no?
I just want to make sure I get all my tax stuff taken care of. I am, but like I said, in Trump's administration, I just want to make sure I get everything.
That's fine. That's fine, but you don't have to have all that shit taken care of in order to file the I-90. So file the I-90 now while you get your taxes ready, and then when your taxes are ready, file your N-400.
Okay, but I'm still technically in status, correct? Even though my card's expired?
Technically, but barely, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And obviously, don't leave the United States.
Obviously. Hey, Jim, thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it, buddy.
Have a good day.
Yeah, I know.
Super. All right, we're going to go to Lala, and then if Adriana turns off her camera, I'll pull her up too. Lala, hello.
Hi there. Thank you for doing it, Jim. So I'm an international student. I'm on F1 status. I came from Pakistan as a PhD student. I still am a PhD student. I got married to American citizen in August 2023. Last year, in December, by the end of December, we applied for my green card. February 14th, my work authorization was approved. And right now, I can see my case that it's under review. As I mentioned earlier, I'm a PhD student and I am doing ethnic research. I really want to go to Pakistan to collect my data by myself. Um, I have never posted any political stuff on social media. I have never been into any such stuff. My and my husband's only concern is that because I'm from Pakistan, would it be a problem for me to come back? Everything is okay. My taxes, my academia, I'm working on my research proposal, I have my grants, everything is crystal clear. And I have never worked out of campus, done nothing. But we are thinking about it. Should I go to Pakistan, conduct my fieldwork, and be back after getting the green card? Sorry, I should have mentioned that. After getting the green card, can I travel or not?
You're talking about leaving now or when you get your green card?
When I get my green card.
I know you would like to be able to plan that out because obviously that's a big time commitment and everything. I would say that by the time you get your green card, we're probably going to have a better sense as to how crazy they're being at the border. But, you know, Pakistan is Pakistan and they discriminate against people from Pakistan all the time. And so I would say, let's revisit this later. Right now, I would say no. But it sounds like that's like essential to your work, right? You almost can't do your PhD without it, right?
We can do online recordings, online interviews as well.
Well, then I would say it's going to take another 6 or 8 months for me to get my green card. How many interviews can I do before then, and then see if I mean, I would do everything humanly possible to not do what you're saying until we know what they're doing. They're crazy.
Yeah. All right then. Thank you so much, Jim.
All right, thanks, Lala. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, we got time for one more, and that's going to be Adriana. Hello.
Yeah. Hi, Jim. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Fine. Thank you. Thank you for all you're doing.
Sure.
I planned my 60th birthday in August. I'm married to a Cuban that has a green card. He's been in this country for 19 years. Last time we traveled was 8 years ago when we went to Cuba to go to his father's funeral. We planned a trip to go to Spain. We're supposed to leave on June the 17th. My husband has no criminal record. We own a home and we own a business. What do you suggest? If this was to celebrate my 60th birthday, was born here in the United States.
Why hasn't he applied for citizenship?
You know what? We were waiting. We didn't know that he could have applied when he was because he wanted to do the everything in Spanish. And I just recently found out that if he's 57, we wanted to do then the 50-15, which is at age 50 and being in this country for 15 years, you can do everything in your language.
Okay.
Okay. And I thought he had to be 50 and have 20 years here to do it in Spanish.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I am not giving out any blessings to anybody traveling who is not a U.S. citizen until the end of the year. That's all I can say.
That's all you can say.
I mean, do I think it's going to be a problem? Probably not. Do lots of people come back just like him? Yeah, they do. But what if he can't come back? I mean, I think he's going to come back, but what if he can't?
The worst thing would be him being detained, and would he get? He would give him a letter to appear in front of a judge,
which is probably very, very unlikely. But yeah, as long as he doesn't surrender his green card and sign the form they want to sign.
Correct. So
should be fine. But I won't say that.
I know you won't say that. Yeah, and unfortunately, you know what? We have travel insurance, but we don't have travel insurance to cancel for any reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, this was planned back in August of last year, not knowing what was going to happen.
Thanks, Adriana. Happy birthday. Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, bye. All right, everybody, that'll do it for today's show. Listen, if you're not on our text line, go ahead and text the word show to 314-470-3300. Tomorrow's our 800th show. Tomorrow will be our 800th show. That's insane. Whether it will be in San Francisco or San Diego and what time it will be is to be determined. I'm off to the airport. I hope you all have a great night. Happy Eid. Happy Sunday. Have a great week, everybody. Big up to all the Yardies, especially my man Ryan. Robert is right. I heard Trump talking about trying to stay on for a third term. We'll see you guys later. Peace. I'm great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of invasion.